whole lot of sense to me, but I keep on going, doing the best I can. I stand pretty tall till I get knocked down, and it feels like my head is spinning around. I just keep myself together the best I can. 'Cause I'm stumbling, fumbling my way. I'm always looking for a better way, and a better way to say what I've already said. I'm stumbling, fumbling, I'm bumping along, and I'm always looking for a better song, and maybe I'll make some friends along the way. Okay, I forgot the words. Oh, let me think. You'll do your best, I'll do the same. At the end of the day, ain't no one to blame. Just two people working hard to figure it out. Well, I can't say I'll always do what's right, but I can say that I will always try, and that's all that I can do anyway. 'Cause we're stumbling, fumbling, I'm bumping along, and I'm always looking for a better song and a better way to sing what I've already sung. I'm stumbling, fumbling, I'm bumping my way, and I'm always looking for a better way, and maybe I'll make some friends along the way. Yeah, maybe I'll make some friends along the way. And I'm already making friends along the way. Oh, thank you. Gosh, can't believe I forgot the words. But the name of the concert is Down Home Dharma, and I'm going to do songs about my spiritual journey as I stumble and fumble and bumble along. That's what we're doing, right? I think the best way for me to start out with telling you about my journey is to tell you a little bit about where I came from, right? And I grew up Northwest Ohio, farming community, very simple people, hardworking people, very honest, very straightforward. But you know, it was pretty Christian. It wasn't. There was no talk of Buddhism or anything different. It was very traditional and very solid, and I'm so grateful to have that experience. I think what I'm going to do is paint a picture for you, and I'm going to sing a song that I did for my grandfather. His name was Glenn Siegel, and that'll give you a little bit of a picture of where I came from and how I grew up, and then we'll get into the journey part. So this song is called Farmer from Ohio. One of my favorite memories growing up was with my grandmother. She would make a picnic lunch. She had those picnic baskets, and she'd take a container of iced tea, and fix it up, and we'd go out to the field where my grandfather was working in the field, and he'd be in the combine making his circles, and we pull into the field there, and so it was like the first time I ever tailgated, right? We pull the tailgate down, and we had everything on the tailgate, and he'd come around, he'd stop, and we'd have our lunch, and then he'd get back up in the combine, and I'd be standing there looking up at him, just kind of looking, and he'd say, "Come on up here." I sit up on his lap, and he'd take me around the field, and so that's just one of my early memories of growing up in rural Ohio. Never lived too far, the house where he was born, his family and his plow, had no need to roam. He worked the land like his father did, and his daddy's dad before. The farmer from Ohio could never ask for more. Farmer from Ohio, living from his share. The only thing he ever needs is the sun, the rain, and a prayer. A simple life, a simple man who is quick to help a friend. He needs faith in God, friends and family, and a day to plant again. He never needed much, and the only time that he'd complain was when the sun was too hot, the snow was too deep, or the ground was needing rain. He never reached out for the stars, he was too busy on the land. And never asked for anything, it didn't come from his own hand. The farmer from Ohio, living from his share. The only thing he ever needs is the sun, the rain, and a prayer. A simple life, a simple man who is quick to help a friend. He needs faith in God, friends and family, and a day to plant again. This last verse always makes me cry, just because I loved him so much. The years pass quickly by, the fields have turned to seed. He longs to feel the earth in his hands, but his body's much too weak. It's been a good life, he says, the seeds have all been sown. And soon will come the harvest, and then time to go back home. The farmer from Ohio, living from his share. The only thing he ever needs is the sun, the rain, and a prayer. A simple life, a simple man who is quick to help a friend. He needs faith in God, friends and family, and a day to plant again. The dirt was on his hands, the sweat was on his brow. His body hurts from years of work, but he gives thanks somehow. The farmer from Ohio, living from his share. The only thing he ever needs is the sun, the rain, and a prayer. A simple life, a simple man who is quick to help a friend. He needs faith in God, friends and family, and a day to plant again. Faith in God, friends and family, and a day to plant again, once again. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. For those of you who are just joining us, I'm doing songs, it's called Down Home Dharma, songs of consciousness and sometimes unconsciousness. And I was just telling everyone kind of where I came from, and that song was part of it, Farmer from Ohio. So you kind of get the idea, rural background, right? So at some point, I started playing guitar, and I started playing in a country band. And I would play it like these honky-tonks on Friday and Saturday night, doing songs like, "Your cheating heart will make you weep." I don't think I'll put you through that, but you get the idea. And I do that Friday and Saturday night, and then Sunday, I started going to the Unity Church in Jackson. And I was also going to the School of Metaphysics. I used to be in Ypsilanti, and I was learning things about universal law, the law of attraction, the law of karma. I was doing a lot of dream work. So I kind of had my foot in two worlds, right? On the one hand, I'm in this very rural and conservative, and then I'm over here doing what? I don't know what I'm doing over here. And and it was a little bit confusing, right? So I did what I always do whenever I'm feeling confused, is I write a song about it. Well, it was back in 1969, free loving, if you know what I mean. My mama was a campus hippie, and my daddy wore boots and jeans. It ain't hard to see what happened to me when those two worlds connect. Well, you put the two together and you get me, a metaphysical redneck. Metaphysical redneck. I'm trained at the art of Shatsu. I wear my cowboy boots to yoga. Waylon Jennings is my guru. I like to hit the bars every time the cards tell me I can win at pool. Well, I'm a barstool confidant, out about a clairvoyant, a metaphysical redneck. I like to meditate up on old Hank. I hang crystals in my pickup truck. I got a psychic friend who can tell me when to go hunting for that 8-point buck. I like to do my chance too, the steel guitar and a fiddle sawing low in me. Well, I'm a barstool confidant, out about a clairvoyant, a metaphysical redneck. A metaphysical redneck. I'm trained at the art of Shatsu. I wear my cowboy boots to yoga. Waylon Jennings is my guru. I like to hit the bars every time the cards tell me I can win at pool. Well, I'm a barstool confidant, out about a clairvoyant, a metaphysical redneck. So this last verse might be a little sacrilegious to someone who is maybe like a hardcore Buddhist or something. But you know what? I believe that we take spirituality way too seriously. And I believe that if the Buddha was alive today, where would he be? He would be in the one place in our country where there's the more dysfunction and suffering than anywhere else in the world. I'm talking about Nashville, Tennessee. You know, I'd like to take the old Buddha out to a honky-tonk or two. All he really needs is a pair of jeans and a cowboy hat to look real cool. We can meditate and levitate a six-pack of beer or two. Well, I'm a bar stool confidant, out-of-body clairvoyant, a metaphysical redneck. A metaphysical redneck. I'm trained at the art of Shatsu. I wear my cowboy boots to yoga, and when the Jennings is my guru, I like to hit the bars every time the cards tell me I can win at pool. Well, I'm a bar stoop confidant, out-of-body clairvoyant, a metaphysical redneck. Yeah, I'm a bar stool confidant, out-of-body clairvoyant, a metaphysical redneck. Thank you. I have to say that when I wrote that song like in the early 90s, and back then the word redneck meant something completely different than what it means today, right? Back then it just meant you're a country person. Now it's like Magna and all that. I don't know what it is, but anyway, I just wanted a disclaimer there. All right, so you get the idea. I've got my feet in two worlds, right? And I'm confused. I admit it, I was confused. But I really love the Unity Church, and I actually went to the Unity Church here in Ann Arbor before they split off and became Interfaith. But I was going to the Unity Church in Jackson, Michigan, and they have a prayer they do. If you're familiar with Unity, you know the prayer of protection. And so I took each line of the prayer of protection and made a song out of it. So I just want to do that for you real quick. Sometimes I forget. Imagine that. The light of God surrounds us in what we say and do, like the morning sun upon us. We start each day anew. Can you feel the light around you as it shines within your life? All is well. All is well. The love of God enfolds us like a mother holds a child, safe within her arms. A love that's so alive. Can you feel the love upon you from the love that does indwell? All is well. All is well. The power of God protects us upon our path of life. A heart that seeks forgiveness will surely win her grace. Can you feel the strength within you as you struggle through your life? All is well. All is well. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we may be, we know that God is too. And all is well. All is well. All is well, well. All is well. And as they say, and that's the truth. All right, so I'm going to the Unity Church in Jackson, and I got to a point where I was going through a rough time in my life, and I was doing some counseling with the minister there. And she spent a couple sessions listening to me talk and complain about life and everything that was particularly offensive to me. And she just kind of nodded and listened. And at some point, she really helped me to realize that, you know, the problems that I'm having, maybe it's not everybody else, maybe it's me. Maybe I need to make some changes in my life. And so I asked her, I said, are you saying that I need to change everything about my life? And she goes, well, maybe not everything, but yeah, mostly everything. Because I didn't know. I mean, I didn't know. And I said, do you have any idea how overwhelming that is? How overwhelming that feels? How do you start? Where do I even begin to raise my consciousness or raise my awareness? And that's when she suggested that I go see those who have been, or she said that I should learn to meditate. And I said, where do you learn to meditate? And she said, well, if I was you, I'd go to the ones that have been doing it the longest, or one of them, and I'd go to see the Buddhist. And so I said, Buddhist? We don't have any of them around here, do we? I'm thinking, I had no idea what a Buddhist was. That's how sheltered my life was. I was thinking Hare Krishnas at the airport. I don't know. But I went to the Zen Buddhist temple, and this is a song about the first time that I showed up there. Well, I got a little story that I want to tell you, and some of it's false, but it could be true, and some of it I made up because I needed a rhyme. Well, it all started back in '98 when I showed up at the temple gates. I'd heard about Buddhism, thought I'd give it a try. Well, what am I doing here? How did I wind up here? I must have took a wrong turn in Petoskey. I don't fit in and I don't fit out, and I'm just trying to figure it out, and maybe I'll make some friends along the way. Well, the monk that was there didn't know what to do. Had a cowboy hat and a lip full of chew. He said, you can come on in, but you gotta spit first. Then he looked at me with compassionate eyes. He bowed from the waist, and to my surprise, I found myself bowing back just to be polite. Well, after all that, we went inside, and once again, it was my surprise there wasn't a cotton picking chair in the whole darn place. They had mats lined up all along the walls and little round cushions on top of them all. I sat on a mat, used a cushion as a backrest. Now, folks, they were looking at me kind of funny. I guess they could tell I was a rookie. Then a lady said, sir, that's a zafu. You're supposed to sit on it. What happened next ain't all that great. I'll save that story for another day. For now, you might just say I was hooked on Dharma. Well, what am I doing here? How did I wind up here? I must have took a wrong turn in Mackinac. I don't fit in and I don't fit out, and I'm just trying to figure it out and maybe make some friends along the way. Well, I took the precepts. I got a new name. They call me Chagil, whatever that means. They say it means happy and auspicious, but I ain't so sure. But I went to the temple most every Sunday, and I never did fit in with all those yuppies, so I figured I'd take the Dharma to the honky-tonks. One Saturday night when I was playing guitar, I saw a good old boy sitting at the bar, and he looked like his best dog had just died. So I figured I'd go up and help him out and ease his suffering with some Buddha talk. I said, friend, you ought to hit the floor and do some prostrations. Well, he spit out his beer right into some guy. He looked at me, had the devil in his eye. He thought I'd said prostate. He was ready to box. I knew right then I was in trouble. This guy could pass for Clint Eastwood's double. I said, friend, I took a vow of no violence. Well, he must not have been as enlightened as me, because he hit me hard right in the teeth, and he threw me outside and said, prostate that. But I learned me a real good lesson that day about how to be careful with what I say, because some folks just ain't ready for enlightenment. Well, what am I doing here? How did I wind up here? I must have took a wrong turn in Toledo. Well, I don't fit in and I don't fit out, and I'm just trying to figure it out, and maybe I'll make some friends along the way. Well, y'all might think that I'd get discouraged and give up the Dharma, but don't you worry. I just hide it now in country songs. Yes, it's a little story. Some of it's false, but it could be true. All right, so yes, now I'm going to the Zen Buddhist temple right down here on Packard Road. Love that place. And I have to say, you know, that's quite a change. You know, when you think about, I explained to you where I came from, and all of my family, you know, I have to say most of them was very supportive, especially my mom. This is my mom right here. She was very, yes, very, very supportive of the changes that I was making in my life. And my daughters and my son, my son wasn't born yet, but he's my bonus baby right here. But anyway, I had a few people in my family that was worried about me, right? Because this is not Christian. And they were very concerned. And they let me know they was very concerned, and we had some very interesting conversations. And at some point, I just wanted to say, you know what, just leave me alone. I'm just doing my thing. This is a song by Charlie Daniels that I was playing at the time, but I changed the words. People say I'm no good, crazy as a loon. I meditate in the morning, I do chants in the afternoon. Kinda like an old Buddhist monk, I like to meditate in the shade. Well, you may not agree with my ways, but I think that I got it made, and I ain't asking nobody for nothing. I ain't gonna throw in his stones. And if you don't like the way I'm living, then just leave this long-haired Buddha boy alone. Preacher man talking on TV, cutting down what he don't know. He wants me to send a donation, 'cause he's worried about my soul. He said Jesus walked on the water. Well, I know that it's true, but I'll be the first to tell that man that the Buddha did some walking too. And I ain't asking nobody for nothing. I ain't gonna throw in this stone. And if you don't like the way I'm living, then just leave this long-haired Buddha boy alone. Well, the Church of Christ thinks that we're a cult, 'cause you won't find us all in church. They say we play in the devil's den, and the Pope says we should convert. The Baptists say we're gonna burn in hell if we don't all tote our cross. I hear them shouting, have you been saved? But I say, saved from what? And I ain't asking nobody for nothing. I ain't gonna throw in his stones. And if you don't like the way I'm living, then just leave this long-haired Buddha boy alone. Said if you don't like the way I'm living, then just leave this long-haired Buddha boy alone. That was back when I had long hair. I really did have long hair one time, believe it or not. Am I right? Yes. It was curly in the back. Oh, it was so cute. Kind of a mullet. All right, but it was the 90s, right? All right, let's have some fun, shall we? Well, I was sitting down listening to a fella talk at a religious service one time, and he said something that kind of caught my attention. He said, I'm going to tell each and every one of you exactly what it is that you are. I'm going to tell you what your true nature is. Well, I immediately opened up my eyes. Not that I would ever sleep during a service. He said, each and every one of you is what's called a divine being. Now, when I said that just now, what most of you heard, what most reasonable people would have heard was that I said we are divine beings. But I don't hear things the way other people do. What I heard him say was that we are divine beings, as in green beans. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking to yourselves, how in the world can you really think that the man said we are divine beings? But you know, I was raised not to question spiritual authority. So if the man says I'm a divine being, well, that must be what I am. So I wrote a song to celebrate my newfound wisdom. Well, some folks say that we evolved, some say we came from the stars. It's been a lifelong dream of mine to find out who we are. The answer came loud and clear from a voice that enlightened me. It said, rejoice in yourself, 'cause you are a divine being. Now the heavens opened up, light surrounded me. Enlightenment was mine at last, the answer to my dreams. Well, I know now what I am, although I don't know what it means. I shouted from the mountaintop, 'cause I am A divine being. A divine being. Okay, you guys look too bored. I want you to sing with me. All you gotta sing is, I'm a divine being. Here we go. Well, I am. Come on. A divine being. Well, I am. Celebrate. A divine being. Well, I am. Be proud. A divine being. I am. A divine being. Well, I went to the Buddhist temple. I knew that it was for me. When they all said the Metta-sutta, I could not disagree. They said whatever beings there may be, the mighty and the weak, those living near and far away, and those born and to be born, let no being deceive another or despise any living being. Let none through anger or ill will wish harm on another being, like a mother protects her child. Here we go. Her only child with her life. So we should cherish all living beings, 'cause we are divine beings. Come on. I am a divine being. Let me hear you. I am. Be proud. You found your true nature. Well, I am a divine being. Well, I am a divine being, and I am. Be proud. A divine being. Well, I am a divine being, and may all beings be at ease. 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 Thank you, you divine beings. I like the way you think. All right, so yes, I'm. That was actually a true story. I was meditating at the Zen Buddhist temple, and they was doing the Metta-sutta, which is the verse that the last verse, and all I could hear was she's saying we're divine beings, divine. And you know, for those of you who don't know much about Zen Buddhism, it's like the boot camp of meditation, right? You don't laugh, right? It's all very serious, and I'm just cracking up inside. I'm just trying to keep it together. But we had a very, well, she's actually still there, a very good teacher at the Zen Buddhist temple, and her name is Haju, and she's still the leading priest there. But she's the one that really first taught me about mindfulness. I'd heard about mindfulness before, but she's the one that really made me get it. Like I really got it. And I'm thinking to myself, this must be what it's like when you finally get jazz. I finally got it. And what she would do is, like, we would be meditating, and it would be completely silent. And when it was time to come out of it, instead of just like ringing the bell and saying, come back, she would just point out things, being mindful that she was hearing in the moment. And it went something like this. Fans running. People moving. Birds singing. And then she would say, just this. Wake up, you Buddhas. And that really stuck with me. So I'm going to do this song for Haju. Just this. Oh, sorry, that's not right. Just this. That's all I need. Just to be with the life that I see. Like the flowers in the garden from the seed. Just this. That's all I need. You can take away the birds and the trees, like a desert, let it be. The life inside of me is mine, all mine. Just this, it's all I need. Just this, that's all I need. Just the sounds of life on the breeze, like the crickets singing lullabies so sweet. Just this, that's all I need. You can take away the sounds that I hear, make me deaf, just let it be. The voice inside of me is mine, all mine. And just this, it's all I need. Just this, it's all I need, just to grow with the breath inside of me. As the years begin to show across my face, just this, it's all I need. You can take away the youth of my life, growing old, just let it be. And when my time has come, and I just go away, just this, it's all I need. All I need. That's all I need. I need just this. Thank you. So now that I'm meditating and I'm learning about mindfulness, I'm thinking, okay, I'm a songwriter. I'm going to meditate and I'm going to channel, and Spirit's going to give me this beautiful spiritual song, right? So if I figured if I could meditate hard enough that this spiritual song would just come to me from Spirit. Yeah, right. You know, that didn't work out right. Anyway, this is my spiritual song. I was given a beautiful spiritual song, but it's a little different what I thought it would be. I got a monkey in my mind, and all he wants to do is play. I got a monkey in my mind, and all he wants to do is play. I got the monkey mind blues and I just can't concentrate. Well, it's a yak, 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 monkey, get off my back. I just want to meditate. Well, yak, 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 monkey, get off my back. I just want to meditate. Oh, won't you leave me alone, 'cause I ain't in no mood to play. Now, monkey, go away, 'cause I want to be enlightened today. I said, now, monkey, go away, 'cause I want to be enlightened today. And if I listen to you, I know I'm gonna go astray. Well, yak, 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 monkey, get off my back. I just wanna meditate. Well, yak, 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 monkey, get off my back. I just wanna meditate. Oh, won't you leave me alone, 'cause I ain't in no mood to play. Oh, get on down the road, monkey. Well, the monkey in my mind, gonna put him right in the cage. Yeah, the monkey in my mind, gonna put him right in the cage. And when I throw away the key, gonna put him right in this place. 'Cause it's a yakety, 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 yakety all day. Just a yakety, 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 yakety. I just wanna meditate. Oh, won't you leave me alone, 'cause I ain't in no mood to play. I got the monkey mind blues and I just can't concentrate. I got the monkey mind blues and I just can't concentrate. Can you relate? Can you relate? Yeah, so you get the idea. I sat down to write my spiritual song and I had monkey mind bad. All right, we'll do one more song here, then we'll take a little short 10-minute break. But I have to explain some things about this song. Does anybody know what a heyoka is? You know what a heyoka is? So a heyoka is a person, yeah, you do, my boy. He listens to me every now and then. Heyoka is a Lakota term for a person who is the contrary one. And the idea is that we get valuable spiritual lessons by watching the opposite of what's considered appropriate or acceptable. So through poor behavior or bad behavior, we look at ourselves and we can evaluate whether there's any small part of us in that. And they're considered to be very spiritual. So I have a little bit of heyoka in me. And this next song is called Life is Suffering, Get Over It. Now, let me be the first one to tell you, as someone who has done a tremendous amount of suffering in his life, I know that you can't just get over it. That's not possible, and I wouldn't even ask anybody to do that. But that's not the kind of suffering I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is how we attach ourselves to things that we want and ideas or people or objects. And when we can't have those things, it causes suffering. And so it's really just about being content with what you have and where you are. So that's what I meant by this song, and I apologize if it offends anybody, but I'm a Heyoka. Well, the satellite dish fills up the yard, a lot 13 in the trailer park. There's a cement statue dog, he's a keeping guard. I got a velvet Elvis on the wall, I got green shag carpet down the hall. Well, it may not look like much, but it's my life. I say life is suffering, get over it. Your feet are still on the right side of the grass. Well, it may not have turned out like you planned, and it may not feel like the promised land, but nobody wants to hear my whiny. Well, life is hard, there ain't no doubt, and I'll try to learn to do without. Let go of the things I want, bit by bit. I'll cry me a river, that's what I do, then build a bridge, 'cause that's step 2. And there always comes a day when I gotta get over it. I say life is suffering, get over it. Your feet are still on the right side of the grass. Well, it may not have turned out like you planned, and it may not feel like the promised land, but nobody wants to hear my whiny. Well, whenever I start feeling blue, I go and see my buddy Hugh for a little country wisdom coming from the heart. Well, he looks me square in the eye. He says, don't you whine and don't you cry. If the world didn't suck, we'd all fall off of it. He says, life is suffering, get over it. Your feet are still on the right side of the grass. Well, it may not have turned out like you planned, and it may not feel like the promised land, but nobody wants to hear my whiny ass. Well, life is suffering, get over it. 'Cause your feet are still on the right side of the grass. It may not have turned out like you planned, and it may not feel like the promised land, but nobody wants to hear my whiny ass. Thank you. We're going to take about 5 or 10 minutes, take a break, and we'll come back. We're going to get out of the Buddhism, and we're going to start getting into the Native American practice. So don't go anywhere. Thank you. And it was a recording that Alan Lomax did. If you don't know about Alan Lomax, he worked for the Library of Congress, and he had this recording equipment in the trunk of his car. Like, the recording equipment took up the whole back trunk of the car. That's how big it was. And he would travel around the country, and he would record these great American folk artists like Woody Guthrie and Leadbelly and different people. And I listened to this CD, and I just really loved his timing and his phrasing, and he has this way of playing guitar where he bounces on the bass. I learned how to do that, and I learned how to talk like him, kind of a little bit. Anyway, this is my interpretation of Woody Guthrie and meets Buddhism, something like that. Yeah, I know it's weird, but. But it was hotter than the devil one night in June. I was sitting around the house, didn't have much to do, so I figured I'd go outside and kick around the backyard. Get a little fresh air and look at the stars. I was walking around, wasn't wearing any shoes, had one eye on the ground watching for doggy do, and all at once saw a big bright light. Kind of came out of the sky, sort of. Like to scared me to death. Well, looked at that light, I scratched my head. I wasn't quite sure, but I didn't feel dead, so I figured I'd just go along for the ride. Kind of one of those beam me up, Scotty things. Looking for intelligent life. Well, the next thing I knew, I came face to face with an Asian-looking fella in a real strange place, and he was sitting cross-legged on a gigantic flower. I said, "Who are you?" He said, "I'm the Buddha." I said, "Buddha who?" He said, "Now don't you try to play dumb with me. You got a statue of me right beside your TV." I said, "Oh yeah, you look heavier in real life." He said, "My friends call me Siddhartha." I said, "I think that you must have the wrong guy, because I don't know too much about the Buddha kind." He said, "No, I'm pretty sure. You're the one that I want. You're that honky-tonk Buddhist fella, ain't you? One singing all them really strange songs." Well, I had to admit that was me, all right. And as long as I was there, well, I figured I might go ahead and listen, see what he had on his mind. Since I'm already here, feeling a little confused. He said, "I want you to tell folks who I am. Tell them I wasn't a god, I was just a man who figured out a way to ease all their suffering." He said, "By the way, that funny little fat guy Buddha, that wasn't really me. That was another Buddha named Hotai." And the Buddha said to me, "Is all that clear?" I told him not to worry, I got it all up here. I said it was time for me to be moving along. Got to get on home. Got a song to write about my Buddhaful experience. Thank you. It was a Buddhaful experience. All right, so as I said earlier, I'm doing songs of consciousness and sometimes unconsciousness, and no song or no concert of that sort would be complete without saying something about karma, right? Got to say something about karma. So, capo. Yes. Ugh. I told my woman that her pants looked tight, Now I've been sleeping on this couch all night, and that's karma. A K-A-R-M-A. A cause and effect, it sure is a funny thing. I told my friends the kids bugged me. The next thing I knew, well, I had 3, and that's karma. Sorry, buddy. A-R-M-A. A cause and effect, it sure is a funny thing. Well, I just don't get it, I just can't see. I say, why is everybody always picking on me? They say it's a wheel, it's a spinning around. It's got me inside out, it's got me upside down, and that's karma. A K-A-R-M-A. A cause and effect, it sure is a funny thing. I killed a mouse that was scaring me. The next thing I knew, well, I had fleas, and that's karma. A K-A-R-M-A. A cause and effect, it sure is a funny thing. And I told my boss that he's a jerk, and now I'm out here looking for work, and that's karma. A K-A-R-M-A. A cause and effect, it sure is a funny thing. Well, I just don't get it, and I just can't see. I say, why's everybody always picking on me? And they say it's a wheel, a spinning around. It's got me inside out, it's got me upside down, and that's karma. A K-A-R-M-A. That's cause and effect, and it sure is a funny thing. You say we're as poor as we can be. Well, all that I can tell you is you married me, and that's karma. K-A-R-M-A. A cause and effect, it sure is a funny thing. All right, you gotta listen real close to this last verse. Don't you dare laugh. Well, I fooled around with the hot brunette, and then my woman brought a knife to bed, and that's karma. Do not laugh at that. That's not funny. K-A-R-M-A. A cause and effect, it sure is a funny thing. Well, I just don't get it, I just can't see. I say, why's everybody always picking on me? And they say it's a wheel, a spinning around. It's got me inside out, it's got me upside down, and that's karma. A K-A-R-M-A. A cause and effect, and it sure is a funny thing. Oh, thank you. I did want to mention, way back when we did the Monkey Mind Blues, I have t-shirts out there, if you're interested. It's got a monkey on it. It says, I got the Monkey Mind Blues. And I have women cuts, and I have men cuts, so. I have a monkey cuts, yeah. Okay, so those of you who were at church last Sunday heard me do this song. It's called Wannabe. So I left the Zen Buddhist temple, and I started meeting up with this this group of people who's doing Lakota Nipi ceremonies, and I really loved it because as much as I love Buddhism, it was like mental. It was just all mental. And I wanted more of a heart connection. I wanted to connect to the earth and to all living things. And so I started going over there. And as I mentioned last Sunday, as I would go around in circles and people talking about this particular sweat lodge group, they would say, "Oh, call them Indian wannabes or whatever." And I told you this story. But what I didn't tell you was that when I wrote this song, I was with a group of friends, my friends, and we lived all over the country. We got together for one weekend. We did a whole album on one weekend. We recorded it right there. And it was Native American flute and a little bit of guitar. We needed 2 more songs to finish out the album. And I stayed up all night long and I wrote this song. And after it was all done, after it was published, we entered it into a contest with it's a festival in Milwaukee called the Indian Summer Music Awards. And we entered it into the Native Heart category, which obviously I don't have that much Native, I have a little bit. And it won first place for the Song of the Year, so. Thank you. Looking at me, it's plain to see where my family came from. A land far away across the sea. And yes, I am my father's son, but there's more to who I am. See what you want to see. I'm an Indian wannabe. I wanna be brave, I wanna be strong, I wanna learn wrong from right, I wanna pray in a way that honors all life. I wanna learn from my elders how to love and when to fight, to be a better me. That's what I wanna be. I want to sit down with my elders and learn about their life. I want to learn to be one with the earth. I want to learn from the eagle high up in the sky to be a better me. That's what I wanna be. I wanna be brave, I wanna be strong, wanna learn wrong from right. I wanna pray in a way that honors all life. I wanna learn from my elders how to love, when to fight, to be a better me. That's what I want to be. The freedom to be an Indian wannabe. Wannabe. Thank you. Thank you. So the other song that I wrote that night, it was inspired when I went to a powwow. And I don't know if you've ever been, how many people have ever been to a Native American powwow? Yeah, so you kind of know. You know how sacred the eagle feathers are. You know, when they're dancing in their regalia, if a feather falls off of the regalia, everything stops. And everybody gets very serious because the feather represents a fallen warrior. And also, they give eagle feathers to people who are warriors. And this particular powwow I was at, there was a man who had come back from Iraq. He had been fighting in Iraq. And they honored him for his bravery, for counting coup upon his enemy. Counting coup is when you face your enemy without fear, without hesitation. And they beat the drums and they sang his song and they gave him this eagle feather. And I got to thinking about that, and that's a beautiful thing. And I'm so glad we have our veterans who are willing to do this for us. But there's also all kinds of warriors in society, right? All kinds of warriors. There's single moms who are trying to raise their kids, they're warriors. There's people who are fighting with addiction who are warriors. There's people who are suffering from mental illness, whatever it is. All kinds of warriors in our society. And they deserve feathers too. Will you give this man a feather? He has shown his way strong. He has counted coup on many, our nation's battles and their wars. Won't you stand up for this warrior? Stand up for what he has done. Count his battles and count his courage. Beat the drums and sing his song. Will you give this girl a feather? She has shown her way is strong. did cool on many, the drugs and pills she needs no more. Won't you stand up for this warrior? Stand up for what she has done. Count her battles and count her courage. Beat the drums and sing her song. Won't you stand up for the people? Stand up for what all they've done. Count their battles and count their courage. Beat the drums and sing their song. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So, no concert would be complete without a song about love. Soulmate love. So, if you have a soulmate that you know of, this song will mean something to you. If not, there's still time. Never know. Where have you been? What took you so long? Waited my life to write the song. We both were born different parts of the world. I called out your name, I guess you heard. Where have you been? I've looked everywhere, I searched the world, tried not to care. I searched the light, stared at the dark, looked the devil in his eye. I built God his ark. When you walk that lonesome valley, you walk alone. Could it be that you were right there all alone? We've been so near, we've been so far, we've been alone. Now here we are, all that we did, all that we've learned brought us right here. It's been well earned. And where did you go? We got old and we died, but we never let go. We never asked why. I see it in you, and you see it too. So I'll ask you again, where have you been? When you walk that lonesome valley, you walk alone. Could it be that you were right took you so long? I waited my life to write this song. Aww. Aww. It's love, right, Isaac? Love. Okay, so next song I'm going to sing for you is not so much a song that, like, a lot of times I learn something and then I write a song about it. This is more of a manifestation of where I want to be because I haven't quite figured it out yet. But, have you ever noticed that everything just always works out? It's like we don't have to worry about stuff. There's always a plan for us, and it may not be comfortable, and it may not be fun, but there's always a plan. And it seems like it, doesn't it? And I used to think that I had to, like, drive the car. Like, I got to drive my life. But really, I'm not driving. Somebody else is driving. Something else is driving. And, but I'm a good worrier. I'm really good. I could win the Olympics of worrying, I'm pretty sure. And I'm trying to get over that a little bit. So this song is called I've Got a Plan. Don't know where I'm going, I just can't pretend. Can't see what is coming just around the bend. I'll ride this train that I'm on as fast as I can, and I don't worry, that's my plan. I bought me a ticket on the day that I was born. I walked up to that train and I just climbed aboard. And I've been riding ever since as fast as I can, and I don't worry, that's my plan. My plan is to ride this train, I don't need to drive. I'll just keep on riding as long as I'm alive. I'll ride as far as I can go till I'm a real old man, and I don't worry, that's my plan. Sometimes the ride's been easy, sometimes it's been hard. Sometimes I wanted to get off, but I never went that far. I'll just keep on doing the best that I can, and I don't worry, that's my plan. My plan is to ride this train, I don't need to drive. I'll just keep on riding as long as I'm alive. I'll ride as far as I can go till I'm a real old man, and I don't worry, that's my plan. Listen now. This train, it is a journey, it takes me down the line. No matter where I do, it's always right on time. Something else is driving time and time again, so I don't worry, that's my plan. My plan is to ride this train, I don't need to drive. I'll just keep on riding as long as I'm alive. I'll ride as far as I can go till I'm a real old man, and I don't worry, that's my plan. I don't worry, that's my plan. I don't worry, 'cause that's my plan. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you liked it. All right, we got a few more here. Okay, so Remember I said to you this is a concert about songs of consciousness and sometimes unconsciousness? This next song is the unconsciousness song. Sometimes we get people in our lives who are just toxic, right? They're just so negative and they bring us down and I don't know. Sometimes we just have to say, don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. We've been doing this thing all night. I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk. I don't want to fight. Round and around and around we go. Well, I don't want to play this game no more. It's time for you to go. I've had enough. It's time for you to go. I've had enough. So don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. Just to walk on out the door, 'cause I ain't gonna miss ya. It's time for you to go. I've had enough. It's time for you to go. I've had enough. Well, I don't do this and I don't do that. My hair's too long and I'm too fat. I heard it all about 1,000 times. I don't want to hear none of your advice. It's time for you to go. I've had enough. Right, Mike? It's time for you to go. I've had enough. So don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. Just to walk on out the door, 'cause I ain't gonna miss ya. It's time for you to go. I've had enough. It's time for you to go. I've had enough. Well, come on, get moving, pack up your stuff. This time, woman, I'm a-calling your bluff. It ain't gonna be like the times before, 'cause this time I'll help you find the door. It's time for you to go. I've had enough. It's time for you to go. I've had enough. So don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. Just to walk on out the door, 'cause I ain't gonna miss ya. It's time for you to go. I've had enough. It's time for you to go. I've had enough. It's time for you to go. I've had enough. Just thank you. Yeah, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. And then there's another one. If you've been through the dark night of the soul, you know how it feels. And you just feel like you're messed up. I mean, that's just, I don't know how else to put it. At least when I'm in that position, I just feel like I'm messed up, and I want to blame whoever put this on me, but really I probably have some responsibility in it, and that's really where I should be putting my focus. But I didn't think about that when I wrote the song. It felt much better to blame other people. You got me caught up in a tailspin. Well, your kind of love is gonna do me in. I'm dizzy in my head and I'm weak in the knees, and there ain't no pill that can fix me, 'cause I'm messed up, all because of you. You got me hearing voices all night and all day. It won't be long before they haul me away. I talk to myself and then I answer right back. They're gonna tie me up in a straight jacket. I messed up, all because of me. Well, I mumble to myself and I talk to the walls. You think I got no sense at all? I look out the window with a funny blank stare, thinking that I might see you out there. Well, Lord, Humpty Dumpty got nothing on me. I'm scattered out to pieces in misery. I fell for your love and I can't get up. But the voices in my head, well, they won't shut up. And I messed up, all because of you. Well, I mumble to myself and I talk to the walls, and you think I got no sense at all. I look out the window with a funny blank stare, and I'm thinking that I might see you out there. Well, Lord, Humpty Dumpty got nothing on me. I'm scattered out to pieces and in misery. I fell for your love and I can't get up. And the voices in my head, well, they won't shut up. And I messed up, all because of you. Yeah, I messed up, all because of you. Yeah, I messed up, and all because of me. Thank you. All right. Well, I think we're going to do one more. And I want to first of all, thank Interfaith. Thank you, Della, so much for letting me come here and put on my antics. You've been a great audience. Thank you so much. If I have one wish to send you off with, is that each and every one of you will have plenty of people to believe in you and love you and accept you for who you are and not try to change you. And my wish is that you always waltz with angels. And this is one I wrote for my grandmother called Waltzing with Angels. You say that life is a dance, we learn as we go, steps to the music that we all must know. And as I dance through my life, I may stumble along, but when I'm waltzing with angels, I know I can't fall. And waltzing with angels, gliding through life, waltzing with angels, in 3/4 time I can handle whatever comes into my life, because I'm waltzing with angels, a day at a time. When I stare at the stars on a cold winter night, up in the heavens like angels in flight, when I can't help but notice the beauty of life, I know I'm waltzing with angels, in near perfect time, and waltzing with angels gliding through life, waltzing with angels in 3/4 time. I can handle whatever comes into my life, because I'm waltzing with angels a day at a time. And waltzing with angels gliding through life, waltzing with angels in 3/4 time. I can handle whatever comes into my life, because I'm waltzing with angels a day at a time, because I'm waltzing with angels a day at a time. Thank you all. Waltz with Angels. Thank you so much. That's the end. It's like Don White said, I have to tell you the end because it's folk music. You have a whole bunch of songs and one of them's the end. If it was rock and roll, you would know it was the end because we'd have fireworks going off and ladies coming down in cages. But it's folk music, so I got to tell you, it's the end.